Okay. We are live on the Metal Voice. Alan, what are we doing? What are
The
we doing here?
much anticipated best of list, but we did a little twist on it this year. We're going with the top songs of 2023 before we get to the albums, and we got a special guest as always. We can't do these lists without Mr. Todd Latorre himself.
Thank you kindly. Nice to see you guys.
It's, I think we would be hung if we did a list without you.
That's right. Nope, can't do, my friend. I got the logo on and everything, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, look at that. I just noticed your
got
shirt.
the logo on. That as Alan was saying, we got Todd Latorre. I did the reveal.
That's nice. Thank you very much.
We got you covered both ways.
I love
That's
it.
right.
I'm most thankful. Thank you guys.
Todd, we got a list. I know the thumbnail for some people says top 10. It's actually top 15.
Or top 5 times 3.
Or top 5 times 3. This is what we're going to do. This is how we planned it. This is the aperitif, the appetizer to the big show that's coming up on the top albums. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? We'll do 5, each round table 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does that sound good?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll do we ranked them, number 1 being, I guess, our best pick, and 5 still awesome, but it's hard to rank these things, because you like them all for different reasons, I guess, and it's always tough to put them in a ranking.
And there's music even being released today, right? There's new singles coming out, and it's hard to keep this list current when there's always new music coming out on a daily basis.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the big question was, does a song being released today or, within this month or last month, does that count? Because since the album is being released in 2024, so we have put down the law with the policies in place. Yes, it counts.
I mean, the song, since we're doing the songs, it's released this year.
Yeah. All right. On
So,
that
so
note,
we're all in agreement. The ground rules are set. And before we start, I want to dedicate this show to Miles Goodwin, founder, lead singer, guitar player for April Wine, who sadly passed away yesterday. He had the first concert I ever saw. Huge influence, April Wine. Got all their albums, and my heart and condolences go out to his families.
Yeah, that's
Miles
awesome.
Goodwin, Canadian legend.
That's awful.
Todd, before we begin, can you tell us quickly a quick summary of the tour that's coming up?
Yeah. So for next year, we start on 2 cruises. And then the ground tour, it's a 7-week ground tour. That starts March 22nd and it runs through May 12th, I think. It's called the Origins Tour, and we have Armored Saint coming out with us. So it's just 2 bands, we love Armored Saint. They're just awesome guys, awesome band, a hard act to go on after because they're such high energy. So we're playing the EP and the Warning in their entirety.
Oh yeah.
And I suppose that, we'll have an encore with probably some of the popular hits, but the tour is based around the EP in full, and then the Warning, which, I asked Michael and Eddie, and I said, have you ever done this in its entirety? And I think they said no, they've never done that. Like, even when they did basically almost the whole record of the Warning, maybe there was a song that wasn't played that night, and then another night maybe they played Before the Storm was in that set, and then so playing it front to back, especially these 2 together, has never been done in the history of Queensrÿche. And so it's really cool, to go back to just the very, very beginnings, hence the Origins Tour. So a lot of people seem really excited. This is not for the casual fan that just knows Silent Lucidity or something from Empire. This is for the kind of the real diehards that have been that know everything from the band, especially back to the very beginning. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's you know, we got our work cut out for us, but to be honest, there's only 2 or 3 songs that we need to. I've never done Before the Storm since I've been in the band. I've never done Blinded. So, and Casey, he's done, I think he hasn't done, obviously we haven't done those. And then I think there was one more maybe that he didn't do, like Knight Rider or something like that. So yeah, that's going to kick off the beginning of the year. Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited. I mean, that was my gateway into Queensrÿche, the EP.
For sure.
When it was first released with the funky
We
colors
had just enough money left after we bought our albums. We had enough money left to say, hey, that $3.99 for Queensrÿche EP, I got just enough to purchase that, and we all did. So
this, my friend,
you know, and
spectacular Armored Saint Queensrÿche. This is spectacular. Go buy your tickets like now.
Yeah, it's a super solid. It's a super solid package, and you know, not having a third band, while you know we love having another band, you know, it's tough when you have another drum set, more amps and more. It's just more of everything, and not only that, you know, we don't end up going on till much later. And so to have
I get tired.
Have people come out to the shows, and you want them to come early to see the beginning band, you know, the first band. Dude, they're tired. And at our age, who the hell wants to stand up for 4 or 5 hours?
That's me. Ask Alan. I have to sit down after a certain amount of time.
So do I. So it's it's going to be just an in-your-face, kick-ass 2-band bill. And it's a 7-week run, which is nice. And, you know, this is all played in standard tuning.
Hey, so, that's it.
You know, it's tuning. It's the songs will be played, you know, how they were written and recorded, and it'll be fun. Yeah, for sure.
I am so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and we're going to Canada.
Hey, look at that. Nice.
It's cool, yeah, for sure. So thank you for asking.
Guys, this is it. This is the show before the show, but still a very important show. Top 15 songs of 2023. Only these songs matter. No other songs matter. These are the songs. Not to say that we don't like other songs, but these are the songs. All right. Alan, you want to start off?
You want me to start? Okay.
Or we're going to let Todd start, or you could start.
Yeah, we always let the guest start, Jim.
So let's let the guest start. Number 5.
Okay, my number 5 pick, one of my all-time favorite thrash bands, Overkill. Oh. And talk about a singer that still sounds exactly like he did from way back. The song that I chose that I love so much is called The Surgeon, and that is from their new album called Scorched. It's just a killer song. Just classic Overkill. And you know, it's evil and creepy, and the guitars are crunching, and Bobby just sings so badass. It's a song that I love. And there's so much out there to sift through, you know. It's not easy to pick these songs, but this is one that I really, really like. And so it made the list. So that's my first selection here from our top 5 of each to have your top 15. So Overkill, The Surgeon. If you guys don't know it, go check it out. It's I think you're really gonna dig it.
That was my takeaway from this song too. Thanks for introducing it to us. The vocals, great vocals on this song.
Oh yeah, it's like I am the surgeon. You know, just classic.
No, but listen to the way he sings the verse, the phrasing.
That's so good.
Sort of the phrasing is perfect.
He's amazing at really conveying what those lyrics should sound like, and he's just a master at what he does. And I just love the guy. I love the band, and that's my pick.
Alan, go ahead.
Pick. I'm going with Goddess of War from All for Metal. You know, melodic power metal. He's got a little trade-off between the high vocals and the growl vocals, and it's just a song that I couldn't get out of my head. The more I listened to it, I kept going back to it all year long, and it's just a great song. There's a few on that album, but this is the one that stood out the most for me was Goddess of War. all
Good
for
pick,
metal.
Al. Good pick,
And
Al.
I don't know that, so I will check that out.
Was that the one where they're wearing the masks there? The drummer's wearing the mask?
I think it's more their faces are painted, so
Faces are painted, yeah. Well, it's pretty interesting. It's a power metal song.
definitely Man of War disciples, that's for sure.
All right, here comes my number 5. And you know what? I'm not a big death metal fan. I'm at all. But I kind of like the way they do it. It's Nervosa, it's Endless Ambition. It was released, I think earlier in the year or mid-year. Here's 3 ladies. They're doing it right. It's death, it's thrash, but there's still a sense of melody. It's technical and it's just supercharged in your face. Hats off to them. I think they truly deserve to be on the list because that song is just it's just they're belting it out on all, firing off on all cylinders basically.
And they have a new guitar player, a Greek.
Yep.
She's really good. And then
bassist.
Yep. And then also the original founding member, Prika, she's now handling the other guitars and all the vocals. She's really good at the vocals. Like I didn't know she could do that so well. And it kind of makes you wonder why she didn't do that from the beginning. But you never know. And when you have lineup changes and this and that, I guess if you're kind of, I don't want to say the face of the band, but she's the founding member and she is the face of the band. I think that having that consistent voice, what would I know about that, is very important, So, they're kicking ass, and if your audience isn't familiar with them, that you should totally check them out. And like you said, they have a new lineup, and they're working really hard.
There's 2 Greeks, a Brazilian, and
the bass player is Greek also.
Yeah, that's right.
And
so
then
Hellpire, the bassist, Helen Cortina, the guitarist.
She has her own band too. The other Greek.
That's right. So it's the Greek injection. That's what it comes down to. So that just brought the band to the next level.
And their former drummer, she's from Greece also, but so she left and doing
Bulgarian, a Brazilian, and 2 Greeks. There you have it.
There you go.
Supercharged.
So, walk into a bar.
What do you call Greek women? You don't call them mere. Do you still call them mere? Or is that just for the guy?
Mori, don't say that. Don't say
I don't know.
That's not a good. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Jimmy's at it.
I can't believe you just said that.
Well, no, I'm just saying what. It's a super bad slang, but
Don't say that.
But not for them. Not for them. I don't mean it for them.
I had just 3 words to describe the song, Jimmy, and you said it earlier. In your face. I mean, this is relentless.
There's boom. Most all their songs are just straight to it, Anyway, that's a great pick.
Thank you. All right, we're back to Todd. Todd, number 4.
Yeah, let me go back to my list.
All right,
because I don't remember what I picked. Oh yeah, number 4 again. Really tough to put this in number 4, but I could have easily gone way higher, but I did what I did. So my number 4 pick is the new song that everyone's heard by Judas Priest called Trial by Fire. Yeah. I really like this song. I like the I think it's in 3. I can't remember.
It is in 3. It's in a waltz.
Yeah. It's an interesting the phrasing I really like. It's heavy, it's the drums it's all interesting, and I mean, good grief, at this age to still be putting out this level of music is just really amazing. And I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And so I haven't heard, obviously I haven't heard everything, but that's a song that when it came out, I think it was the 2nd single that they put out.
Yep.
And I really like it, and I've listened to it many times, and it's grown on me more as I've listened to it. So that's my number 4 is Trial by Fire from Judas Priest.
Love the lyrics, love the groove, and yeah, it's grown on me too since I first heard it.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know what, Todd, you're very astute. It is a 3/4 or 4/4. The timing, and that gives the song that little twist to it, right?
It's in 6. It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Yeah, it's in 6.
Yeah, but then again, it's a multiply of 2, right?
And then I think it goes to a straight 4/4, but I'm quite sure the verse is in 6. Everything, it's all in 6. So it's
but you nailed it, man. What a great song by Judas Priest. I mean, they
absolutely
live on. They're great sounding song, and it's not your typical, repeat the song title 30 times, right? It's a great sounding chorus. It just like
yeah. And the album is called Panic Attack, which I think wasn't that the first single they put out?
Yeah,
yes, but we'll get to that.
That's exactly right.
No, I'm saying that's the name of the album is Panic Attack.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's my pick, number 4 for me.
Got it. Okay, where are we at, Alan?
Yeah, I'll go with number 4. Metallica, Shadows Follow. It was a coin toss between this and 72 Seasons, but somebody on the panel, which I won't say who, took 72 Seasons off of their list. So, I mean, look at him. He's trying to look not innocent over there with a big microphone in front of him. But yeah, no, I like it. Could have been a coin toss. I mean, I love this song. It's for Metallica. It's really what you expect from them these days. And maybe it's the Batman theme kind of before the bridge. There's a little section that sounds a little bit like the Batman theme. Maybe that's what swung me over to put on my list of the top 5 rather than 72 Seasons. So, and Lux Eterna, you can't get that out of your head, but it's just that guitar solo doesn't do it for me. That could have been another strong one off that album.
Quick note: it's Invincible.
What's the name of the song? What's the name of the song, Alan?
I had the Shadows Follow.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's the second track on the album, I believe.
Yeah, never heard it. I'll check it out.
Side note, guys, Invincible Shield is a Judas Priest song. We messed that up, but it's Invincible Shield. That's the name of the album that's coming out. All right.
What are you talking about? No.
I'm talking about Judas Priest. It's Invincible Shield. That's what the album is called.
No, it's not. The album is called Panic Attack. Right?
No, it's not.
I'm looking at it right here. Judas Priest album 2023. Album.
No, it's probably just a thumbnail that says Panic Attack.
Did I make a mistake?
Shield. It's like a shield, right? It's a shield.
All right, I made a mistake. Whatever.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, we're not doing the albums. We're doing songs.
No, I know, but we just a correction. Just want to correct.
I can't follow everybody's stuff to a T. So whatever. I picked the song, and that's what counts.
Good song. Good song.
But hey, just for the record, when I Google it,
there you go.
One thing is saying Invincible Shield. Another one under here says artist Judas Priest, album Panic Attack, released 2023. So
all right. Okay.
That's where I got it from because I couldn't remember.
It's okay. All right. Well, let it
no
slide.
problem.
Let it slide. It's all
Christ.
good.
Go ahead.
Your turn, Jim. You're up.
It's my turn.
You're in the batter's box.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just confused.
Number 4, Jim.
You mocking me?
No.
Are you mocking me? Are you mocking me?
What am I?
I got my Todd Lavery shirt on. See?
I'm here to amuse you.
Find it amusing.
Number 4, Saxon, Hellfire and Damnation.
I love Saxon.
I love Saxon too. You know what?
Who doesn't love Saxon?
Consistently one of the greatest consistent heavy metal bands for the past 40 whatever years. You know, Brian Tatler's in the band now from Diamond Head. And right when you hear the opening of the song, you go, is this a Diamond Head song? No, it's Saxon. And of course, Biff kicks off the song. It reminds me of something from Killing Ground. It kind of fits in there. It's not your speedy song or your thrashy speed metal song. It's just upper mid. It's a fast mid-tempo track, I would call it, but brilliantly done, always consistent. I have nothing to say, and the solos are fantastic. And there's 2 solos there, and Brian Tatler fits perfectly in the band, since that is the era that he kind of was, getting popular with Diamond Head, so with Saxon, they kind of like in parallel, and he's the perfect fit. So that's all I want to say about that song.
Love the
Awesome.
solos. Great solos on that album. That song, I should say.
Yeah.
Really good solos. Well constructed, I find.
All right. Guys, what are we at? Number 3?
Over to Todd.
Let's hold on a sec, Todd. We got to get the little numbers here.
So I'm going to pronounce it the way I pronounce it.
It's okay.
But I think the singer, whose name is Guillermo, super cool guy. I think I've heard him say Angelus, but I say Angelus. Angelus. Apatrida. Angelus Apatrida. So the song that I picked, it's an awesome song. You guys got to check this out. It's called To Whom It May Concern. The album is called Aftermath. I actually did a guest appearance on the record. Jamie Josta was on there. You know, there's a few guest people. I didn't choose Vultures and Butterflies, the song that I'm on with them, because I thought that would be, if I was going to do a shameless plug, I would do it this way and not pick the song. But the song To Whom It May Concern is cool. It's got a really nice, clean intro. They are killer guitar players. They're very melodic. Sometimes you can hear almost like kind of like Megadeth, Marty Friedman era guitar playing. You can hear a little bit of Testament in the vocal melodies. You can hear a little bit Pantera in the vocal phrasings. Dude, their band they're blowing up. They're on Century Media. They're like the biggest metal band in Spain. In fact, I think even Hatebreed, Josta's band, I think I heard that Hatebreed goes on before they do when they play big festivals. They're like, wow. But they're killer. And if you guys don't know them, you should totally check them out. Angelus Apatrida. The album's called Aftermath. The song is To Whom It May Concern. And it's got some peaks and valleys. It's not just balls to the wall the whole time. And I like this one because of those dynamics, you know. So that's my pick for number 3.
I love the intro, like you said. It's okay. Wow, I never heard of these guys. You see the intro, and then the vocals come in. It's completely different than what you're expecting the rest of the song to sound like after that intro.
Yeah, and then it goes into another thing again. It changes again, and it's really cool, you know. I mean, instead of just full blown thrash the whole way through, this record they do have some really pretty clean stuff. Even the song that I guested on is a ballad that ends up becoming like really heavy, but it's way more melodic than you're hearing in metal these days, especially in like the more extreme metal styles. Not power metal, but thrash and even beyond.
You know what, Todd? It's great that you picked this band because it's always good to have new discoveries for the people who haven't heard these guys, right?
They're my favorite new thrash band.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm happy you picked it because that's what it's about. It's not only about picking the obvious, but it's also picking about the gems there. You know, the people
for sure
haven't discovered them, right?
Yeah,
that's a good job.
Thank you.
All right, are we with Alan now?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, it's one of my favorite bands. I don't know why they're not bigger, but it's off the album Tales from the North. It's Bloodbound, and the song is Drink with the Gods. So it's the best song that Ailstorm never wrote. So he's got the chants. It's got great lyrics. Going into battle, having your mead before battle, more power metal. I don't know. I found the power metal albums were strong this year, so I taken a couple of power metal songs onto my top 5. I just love Bloodbound and just the chanting. I mean, you listen to this once, it starts with the Celtic flavor, but once it gets into the gang vocals, you can't get the song out of your head. It's a great drinking song.
And any song that leaves you remembering a melody, even if it's chanty stuff, that's a win. You know, there's so much of the extreme stuff today that's like what's just dominating a lot of, like, when you say people hear metal, they're just thinking like just pure screamo, you know. There's like, what happened to the real singers? And so you're not hearing a lot of melody, you're hearing a lot of percussive vocalization. So maybe that's why I'm picking this song that's, even though it's thrash and it's brutal vocals, there's still some singing in there and there is melody. And in power metal, it's all about melody. I mean, it's all melody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to check that out. I'm not familiar with a lot of these picks from you, so I'm definitely interested to digging deeper into this stuff because I need to start listening to some other stuff anyway.
These guys have been around forever. I've got their earlier albums, Nosferatu and Book of the Dead, and I just don't understand why they're not bigger.
Yeah, well, you know what? Some of those your most coveted bands from metal fans are those bands that just were a little more underground, a little more under the radar, didn't quite get that big notoriety, and you just find some amazing stuff that just wasn't really hugely popular, and it kind of makes it special. It's like it's like our secret. Oh, you know them too. Not many people know about them.
I'm sharing my secret.
Yeah, right.
Stonehenge metal. That's what I call it. Stonehenge metal. Guys, I'm going to give you my number 3.
Yeah.
Here's a band that's come back.
Yes.
Right? They're kind of like down and out, tragedy after tragedy. But you know what? They're back. Powerful. Metal Church, Me the Nothing. You know what I love about this song? It's kind of like there's this vibe of the dark, like old school Metal Church, but at the same time, it's refreshing and it's new. Mark Lopes, who we know, has injected this enthusiasm back into the band. And again, it's got a touch of old school, it's got a touch of the new school, and that's what makes this song. It's a very dark sounding song. The lyrics can connect with people, Me the Nothing. Anyways, it's got a great dark vibe. I just like the construction. I like the melody. It's got a great.
I think it's probably
great melody.
I think it's probably for me, it's like probably my favorite chorus on the record.
Yeah,
and it really has that classic, Me the Nothing, dun, 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 and there's the high vocal on top of the lower vocal, which is something I like to do a lot. Rob Halford does that a lot. And it definitely has that old school Metal Church vibe, and it's a slower. That chorus is like a nice slow groove. So I think that's a good pick.
A cool choice of words, Me the Nothing, right? When you think about it, it's a dark, sort of depressing kind of song. But go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
Yeah, no, thanks, Jim, for putting it on your list. It's one I would have missed, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I give it 8 out of 10, and it's a very well written song. And like you said, I agree with both of you. The vocals take me right back to early Metal Church. I mean, it's a very strong song. That's a great picture.
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, I like it because it's not too wordy. A lot of times singers can get just too many syllables, too much, not enough breathing room. Like just because.
Nope.
Oh, geez. What the hell's going What the hell?
Phone just died. His phone died. We lost Todd. He'll be connected.
Back to 2 here. Okay, what the hell's going on?
I don't know. Maybe somebody that's not on his list.
Did not like the song.
There he is.
Todd Latari is back.
What happened?
I don't know.
We all got nervosa.
Was that on my end?
It just kind of, you were gone.
You just died. Just
totally closed the window out. Anyway, sorry guys. I don't know. That was all good. That was weird.
It's all good. We'll put you back to where you were there.
Yeah. So I just like that it's not too wordy and it's very singable and it's simple. It's a call and answer thing. That's a Queensrÿche thing. If I've said it before, but so many Queensrÿche songs are a call and answer, right? And so this has that Me the Nothing, da 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 da, Me the Nothing. That's your glue, and then you have these inserted pieces. So yeah, that's a good pick.
All right, good stuff, guys. So everybody out watching the show, are the picks good so far? Because we're getting down to 2 and 1 right now. Are we on the right track? Are we on the right trajectory? That's what I want to know.
You know how many songs were released in 2023? I mean, it's just crazy. This is just our picks, man. We could have gone.
These are our picks. Yeah.
Of course, this is not subjective. This is the way it is.
When when you guys have your own show, yours can be objective as well.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, here we go.
All right, we're going to Todd's number 2. Wow.
Well, wait a second.
Hey.
We got to go to Todd's number 2 here. Let's now we're getting to it. Now, wait, I forgot the walnut. Where's the walnut? Hold on. Go get the walnut. You guys just talk amongst yourselves.
Talk with yourself.
All right.
That's a good pick.
What's that mannequin you got behind you there?
Jesus. It's heavy.
What's that mannequin you got behind you, Alan? What is that?
That was I went COVID crazy on Kijiji and I bought a mannequin.
That looks cool.
Guys.
This is my man cave.
I like it.
Come to town, Todd. Well, you're invited to come see my man cave.
For sure.
He just lives 5 minutes from me. We could drive.
Yeah. Uh-oh, here we go.
Guys, here it is, guys. This is it. This is what it's all about at the end of the day. So for those of you who have never seen the giant walnut, the Academy Awards, they have their little man. The Grammys, they have that record player. But we have, at the Metal Voice, we have the giant walnut.
You should have smaller nuts.
This is our trophy, the hallowed walnut. This is what it is, my friend. And inside contains
nice wood.
The greatest song of the year and the greatest album of the year. But we have to keep it locked for now.
You should have smaller nuts for the songs. Keep the big nuts for the album.
Just so everybody knows, once again, I will say this one more time. This is part 1, the greatest songs of 2023, and part 2 will be soon. It'll be the greatest albums of 2023. All right, so
7 deadly sins, 7 ways to win, 7 holy paths to hell. My number 2 is from Bruce Dickinson. I just watched the 8-minute and change video / movie. It was really cool. I watched it on my big screen with my surround. The song is The Afterglow of Ragnarok. Do we know an album? Is there an album name? Because I didn't.
I will confirm that the album is called
The Mandrake.
The Mandrake Project.
The Mandrake Project. That's right.
Good.
I didn't want to jump in there, Jim, but you look.
No. I knew it. Then I just wait a second. I don't know it.
Looked like he was having a bowel movement.
I don't want to spoil his punch, but he looks like he was suffering there for a second.
Guys, the Mandrake Project.
18 years after.
So you know what? So we can all chime in on this, but the first thing I noticed was the lower tuned guitar, the much crunchier, heavy sounding guitar that, you don't hear in Iron Maiden. They're not as crunchy and kind of, so it has that more modern, heavier, distorted guitar sound. Classic Bruce Dickinson. He sings on anything and it sounds great. And obviously, not that I want to steal away from your commentary, Jimmy, but when we spoke, you were telling me, man, this guy just puts everything into every detail. And so when you look at the video and just everything that he's involved in, he's definitely, a visionary. And I think the song's really cool. I'm looking forward to hearing more of it. I love Bruce Dickinson's voice, and I thought it was really great. So that was my number 2 pick.
So as a singer, Todd, what I wanted to ask you, with you having both Halford and Dickinson on your list, how do these guys still sound like this? And they're in their 70s or pretty close to it in Bruce's case. So what do you think their secret is? You toured with Halford.
I think a really important thing is that they didn't abandon the way that they sang, and the style of music didn't change. And so I think that it's conditioning. And as you age, your voice is going to change. But when you're constantly lifting weights, as you age, you're going to still be able to pull a lot of weight and do well, and you're physically intact. So I think a lot of singers that either sang incorrectly or just quit trying to sing higher stuff lost a part of that range just simply because of the conditioning. I can tell you, I can't hit as high in notes as I did when I was in Crimson Glory right now, but I believe that if I conditioned myself and sang that way, I could get back to that. And so I think it's just because I think they probably take good care of themselves. And B, I think a lot of it's conditioning. And I think a lot of it is just that, they're just kind of special singers. I mean, you have other singers that were just phenomenal that I'm sorry, they just don't sing that great anymore. And I'm not going to name any names, but it happens. And I don't know why that is, but I think that attributing the positive attributes, I think would be a lot of that's conditioning and not bailing and like singing other stuff that isn't demanding. So they're pushing themselves by still doing it a lot. And so I think that's really important. But you could also overdo it where you're causing damage and too much fatigue, and maybe that causes some problems too.
Steven Tyler.
Huh?
Steven Tyler.
I mean,
Brian Johnson.
That's
man.
Yeah,
Something, like you said, somebody wasn't keeping up with something, maybe, right? I mean, it's a voice is a muscle, like you said.
Guys, I just want to say,
there's
Brian
also
Johnson.
technique.
Look at Brian Johnson. I love Brian Johnson.
So do I.
But you could see that there's some incorrect singing going on, right? I mean, he's just,
I don't know.
His voice has been ripped to shreds in a sense, right?
And you know what? When you're in your 20s, or they were really young. When you're in your 20s and you're just belting it out and it's not hard, you don't think I got to sing this in 50 years.
No, that's right.
It's not even on your radar. So, when some people will say like, "Oh, he can't hit those notes anymore." Okay, maybe that's true, but Michael Phelps can't swim like he did. Mike Tyson can't fight like he did.
Exactly.
Like we're humans, and you reach a peak, and then aging happens, and things wear and tear, and but yeah, I mean, Bruce Dickinson still sounds amazing. Rob Halford still kicks ass. I mean, these are two, I would say exceptions. They're very exceptional. So yeah, anyway, that's my pick.
Great pick.
John Bush and Todd Torre, two other great vocals that are coming to your town soon in the new year. So you got to check that out and get some tickets, man.
Pick up those tickets. North American tour starts in March 2024. Correct, Todd?
Correct.
You don't want to miss us. Only 2 bands. We're going right to the friggin' meal here. We're not no appetizer, no opening bands, nothing. We're going right to the meal. Bring on the steak and potatoes. That's what I want. And the dessert. Right?
That's it. Yeah.
That's a good
All right.
Al.
Thank you.
Good. So I'll go with my number 2.
Okay.
Coming up for an album is going to release in March of 2024. An album called Stand United. The band, Queensrÿche, my friends, Firewind, and it's Salvation Day. So it's a single. It was a toss-up. This was a toss-up too between Destiny is Calling. I mean, they both could be on this list. They're that strong. And listening to this, I realized, who sounds like Firewind? Not too many bands out there sound like Firewind. They're kind of unique in that respect. Of course, the great Gus G on guitar. I love the vocals. And it's just a great song. I'm looking for all 3 songs that have been released are strong. I can't wait to hear this album when it's released. A big Firewind fan.
Greek. That's all I can say. The Greek invasion. That's what's happening, my friends. We had Nervosa. We're having Gus G. This is like an insane. This is the Greek invasion. The new wave of Greek invasion. That's what it is. Nuguaguan. Okay. Any comments there, Todd? Nothing?
Well, I mean, Gus is just such a phenomenal player. Just one of the cleanest player. His picking, everything is just so pristine. And the guy just keeps churning out song after song, album after album. He's obviously just still so passionate about what he does. And I know he's out doing masterclass clinic things he's doing. And, he's super involved. He's another guy who's really on top of his game with his with his signature series Jackson guitars and the Black Star amps, and he's got his own pickups, and he's, you know, keeps moving the band right along, and they're touring consistently. I haven't seen him in a while, so I hope to see him again soon. But you know, I love those guys. You know, they toured with us, and nothing bad to say. Love Firewind, love Gus, all those guys. So yeah, it's a good choice.
I like what
Gus, you couldn't ask for a nicer guy, right? I mean, we've had him on the show, and just a great guy.
He's a really nice guy.
And a fan. I'm still a fan of music.
For sure. Absolutely. And he's not braggy, you know, in the public and everything. He's a good listener. He's a very good listener. He knows what he can do, you know, and he just lets the music do the talking. But yeah, he's a super great guy.
I like what Tanvir says. I'm calling the show for Greek bias.
Busted.
Okay, here comes my number 2. You guys ready?
Yep.
It's Judas Priest, but it's Panic Attack. Panic Attack. So
that's the name of the record, Jim.
That's not the name of the record. You know, it starts off with a little bit of turbo, a little taste of turbo, right? With the keyboards, guitars, there was little electric drums, and then it goes right into a panic attack. A panic.
Yeah, it had a real
vintagey
intro with the synthesizer stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very different for them. A very different intro.
Was cool.
And that midsection, that freewheel burning vibe midsection with the guitars just kind of like, you know, galloping along, and the solos, it's very reminiscent of freewheel burning. Just love it. And Halford, right? You know, he pulls off that scream at the end, but it's not the end. It keeps going, the song. Panic Attack, Panic Attack. So yeah, sure, they're repeating the title of the song over and over again, but it fits the song. That's the most important thing.
Is this a political song from Judas Priest?
I don't know.
Could it be?
Panic Attack.
Something talking about current events? This is new territory lyrically for Judas Priest, as far as I'm concerned.
He's getting a little more into social political commentary over the years, Rob, but he keeps it vague enough so it doesn't seem like he's taking any side. It's just, and that's the way you should do it. All right.
Right on.
This is it. Guess we're at number 1.
Todd's number 1 nut.
Huh?
You know, it's really hard to hold with one hand, I find.
Oh, am I up?
Yep.
You're up, but I'm going to wait. I got
number 1.
Walnut ear for number 1.
Okay, so the band is Catatonia.
Oh.
And the song is called Colossal Shade. It's off of their album called Sky Void of Stars. This is my wife actually turned me onto this band years ago, and I discovered them. Get that look off your face, Jimmy. What are you doing? You look like he's ready to say something.
I'm reading the comments.
All right, you look like you're going to say something.
I'm reading the comments. I'm not saying
that ate the mouse.
So anyway,
the guys make me laugh on the comments. That's
all right. It's a really great song, and what I like about this is it's not a fast song. It's not a real, you know, crunchy in your face. It's melodic. It's spacious. It's got prog, interesting like grooves on the drums. I like the vocals.
Me too.
It goes into some slow sections and everything, and it's just not, amidst everything being on 11 and everybody kind of sounding like a mixture of Lamb of God meets Slipknot. This is so refreshing to my ears because, as we know, metal is many things.
Yes.
And so the things that are appealing to me is everything away from that other stuff, and is giving me more breathing room, more melody and space. And it has this melancholic, kind of sad, atmospheric thing to it, but it still has this little bit of punch to it. The drumming is great. I don't know. I just really like it. It's probably an unorthodox pick that people might expect me to give.
Here's a funny comment. You want to hear a funny comment?
Sure.
Tanvir's going, "Welcome to Prague, Todd." And I'm like, "What? Tanvir, what are you saying? He's in a prog metal band."
Listen, I used to be like super diehard into prog. I'm talking, King Crimson, Genesis, Rush. I'm familiar with a lot of that stuff, but my idea of what I like in prog is not what most people think of prog, with crazy time signatures, a gazillion notes that I don't give two flying fucks about, and all of that wanking. I don't care. It doesn't impress me. I don't give a shit about it. Prog in the terms of thinking. Money from Pink Floyd is prog. Things from Queensrÿche are prog, but it's not so where it feel. I mean, Tom Sawyer is prog, but it doesn't feel choppy and forced on me. When it flows right before you and you didn't notice that, that's when you've really done a great job. So whoever made the comment, this is prog in a, I mean, I would say almost like in a sense of how Tool can be proggy on the drums, but it's not prog in the other sense of like these, math rock prog bands, which I don't like. So yeah, you guys should check it out. The band is called Catatonia. The song is called Colossal Shade, and that's my number one pick.
And when we started the show, Jimmy and I, decades ago, it was about learning about new bands, sharing new bands. And thank you for bringing this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought it was a link between Evergrey and maybe Silent Skies, what Tom England's doing now. I thought they fit. There's a nice bridge between those two bands. And thoroughly enjoyed this, Todd. I thought it was a great, everything you just said. And again, it's a band I would not even know existed if you didn't put it. And I'm going to be checking out their back catalog after this for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was refreshing. I would say it's just refreshing. I put it on, I go, okay, this is metal, but you know what? It's a little bit done a little bit differently. It's a little more organic, we'll call it, and more atmospheric. And
for sure.
And the vocals are more down my alley.
And the first, is it two? Or the first two or the second and third records from this band had Michael, the singer of Opeth, on vocals.
Great for vocals.
And I think it was the second and the third record, but the people that know the band way better than I do can correct me, but nevertheless, he was in the band early on, and it's really good stuff. And it's changed a lot. The lineup changes have been vast, but yeah, it's not just growling stuff. I mean, it's very, you can attest to the vocal is not a brutal anything like that at all. It's super melodic.
All right, Alan.
Great pick.
You're up.
My number one pick is the reason why I wanted to do this list. The moment I heard it, I knew the album was going to make my top 10, but this song definitely made my top 5, and coming in at number 1, it's Steel Panther's 1987.
There you go.
I mean, that's the reason why I want to do this list. The lyrics, I mean, they name check everything, Scorpions, Priest, Van Halen, Dokken, Loudness, Guns N' Roses. They name check everybody, Ozzy. And, anytime you sing about Coverdale banging Tawny Katane, that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing.
You know what's great about your song, Alan? It's okay. First of all, it's Steel Panther, right? But it's a throwback. It's comical, but in a way, it's serious, right? Because it's sort of in between comical and a cool throwback of a song, right? In a serious sense and in a comical sense,
He says in the song, you look at Poison, and he started wondering if he was gay, right? I mean, that they look so good. So it's going back. It takes you right back to that time period, and this, like you said, the things he's singing about is, loudness. I can't understand a word I can't understand a word he says, but boy, can he scream. That could sum up their whole career in loudness. So. I mean, it was just a great song. You can't help but have a smile on your face, chuckle throughout the whole song. And that's why I wanted to do this list, and that's why it's number one on my list.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what? Some songs, people might be like, "Oh, why would you pick that song? This song is so much better." And of course, it's all subjective. But sometimes you might just pick a song because it just makes you feel great. It doesn't have to check every box of what people think it makes it the best, right? If it makes you feel great and there's like that nostalgia factor, and or it's humorous, and there's play on words, and it's just clever,
Yeah.
mixed with like really good singing, really good guitar playing.
Oh,
I mean,
musicianship is
they're killer musicians, and they're really fun. They're really fun guys. They're really funny. We played in Milwaukee one time, and our tour bus was there, and then their tour bus rolled in, and we were playing at the Rave, and they were playing in the place above us. It's like a multi-story thing, and we were all done, and they ended up coming on our bus and hanging out for like hours, and really, really nice guys, really funny. We, bust each other's chops and had like real conversations, and like they're super nice guys and really, really talented. So, yeah.
I know Alan from their first album. It was, Jim, you got to listen to this. You got to listen to this. First time Steel Panther came out with an album. I've seen them once, and they're funny. They're great musicians, actually. They're really
butt metal,
Steel Panther.
Yeah, no, we're the death to all but metal at the end.
just like Tiger Woods, baby.
Where Sarah Silverman, he's like death to all butt metal. He's like, no, but metal. Butt metal. No, but metal. I mean,
All right, guys, this is it. This is my final one. You ready? This is my number one.
I know what it is.
No, it is. You just
get the nut. Come on, pull it out there, Jim.
All right, Bruce Dickinson, The Afterglow of Ragnarok. I don't even know if
a late addition to your list, I must admit.
I've talked about this now. We've already done a review on it. Riff driven, power metal. Bruce, me and Todd were talking about this just a few days ago. When he's in, he's all in. He's the businessman. He's the singer of Iron Maiden. He's the solo artist. He's the fencer. When he's in, he's all in. He's got a story. He's got a movie going on. He's got a song. He's got Roy Z. He's been working on it for 18 years or 10 years. What a vocal, Todd. What a vocal. Just and you guys were talking about it before, after all these years, this freak of nature that we call Bruce Dickinson, he could still come out with something so melodic. He puts all the other singers of this generation to shame. He really does. He really, you think of, that old man is 1,000 times better than most current singers today. Not to knock everybody. There are still some good singers.
Half his age.
Because at the end of the day, it's about the melody, the vocal performance. I'm not saying the music doesn't matter. I'm just saying at the end of the day, that's what drives the song, the vocals, paying attention to, listen to how he sings that chorus. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant.
And it's interesting.
Brilliant.
It's interesting that in Moonchild, he says the mandrake. He says that in Moonchild, the song Moonchild, right? Hear the mandrake scream, right? That whole thing. And then here's the mandrake. So he's got a thing for this mandrake.
This mandrake business.
So anyway, yeah, it's awesome. I'm sure most people have totally seen the video and heard the song, and yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm going to ask everybody out there, what is your number one song of the year? We'll read them out if you want, that is. Alan, any comments?
No, thanks for doing this, Todd and Jim. I mean, it was fun. It's the first time we did it, and hopefully it'll be part of our yearly tribute moving forward. So,
yeah, I always have fun with you guys, and thank you so much for inviting me to do this. It's been a hot minute.
Yep.
And I hope everything's going well with both of you, personally and professionally. And that everyone in the audience out there is doing well. I cannot believe we're already almost to the end of this year.
Yep.
Good grief.
Hallowed by Soen. Is it Soen? Is it pronounced Soen, Alan?
Pardon?
Hallowed by Soen. The band Soen. Is it Soen? 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 How do you pronounce that?
Could be, yes, Owen. Yeah, could be.
Soen? Is it Soen? Soen? Dead Vindis. Is it Dio Vindici? I don't know. Is that a song? Is that a band? I'm not sure. So people are just like kind of like posting stuff. Maggot Heart. This shadow, some fusion of punk, rock, metal, and rock and roll into a great song. The guitarist from Oath's current band. Primal Feel, Cancel Culture. Soen, great band. And God be with us. That's what somebody wrote. So that's messages out to.
So I got 2 honorable mentions as well. Okay, Temple Balls off the album Avalanche, All Night Long. That's more hard rocking metal. And Strike the Match from Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. I thought those 2 were great songs.
Oh, I got one too. Ace Frehley, 10,000 Volts. That actually was number 6. Going up to number 5, then went back to 6. Number 5. I enjoyed it. I'm a huge Ace Frehley fan. So 10,000 Volts. Any honorable mentions for you, Todd? Are you good?
No, I'm good. Right.
You're good. Thank you, everybody, for watching the objective list.
That's
Not
it.
Subjective.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks.
Pleasure as always. Stay well.
Looking good, buddy. I'll see you in the blink of an eye. I'll be up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, can't wait. We'll get together for sure and have some fun. So
we'll have some Greek food. We'll
take it to an authentic place.
All right, let's do that.
Good.